Good morning, Standard 6. I hope you all have completed the previous chapter that was taught in the previous class, that is, a Turkish judge. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is Goopy, Gyne and Bagha, Byne. Okay, this is on page number 56 in your English literature book. So it is a story about two young villagers who were abandoned by the people of their village for continuously disturbing them with their voices and roar. One liked to sing the whole day and the other liked to play the drum. Let us now read the story to know how we met each other in the forest. Okay, so how they met in the forest, we are going to study about that only. So this is a delightful tale from Bengal, weaves a story of two young villagers, one who lived to sing and other who loved to play his drum. Read on to discover the funny situations in which they find themselves during the journey. There was once a man who could sing only one song. His name was Goopy Gyne. So the man Goopy Gyne, he would sing only one song. He was the son of Kanu Gyne, the grocer. Goopy could sing only one song. He could sing only one song, but no one else in the village could sing anything at all. That is why they call him Goopy Gyne. Gyne means a singer, because the other people in the villages, they did not know how to sing, so he called him a singer. Although Goopy could sing only one song, he sang it all the time. He couldn't spend a single minute without singing. So he couldn't even spend a single minute without singing. He kept on singing the same song continuously again and again. If he wasn't singing, he felt as if he couldn't breathe. So when he wasn't singing, what he would used to think is that he couldn't even breathe properly. So in order to live, he wanted to sing. When he sat in his father's shop and sang, all the customers would run away. So his song was not so delightful, or you cannot say it melodious. So the people over there, they used to run away from his shop. When he sang in the fields, the cows would break free of their ropes and flee. So what is break free of their ropes and flee? The cows used to come out of the field or break their ropes with which they were tied, and they used to break it off, and then they would used to flee, means they would used to run away from there. Soon people stopped coming to his father's shop. All the cowherds stopped taking their cows to the field. So what happened? People were not visiting his father's shop now, and the cowherds were not taking their cows to the field also. One day Kanu Gyne decided that he had enough. He chased Goopy out of the house and Goopy ran to the fields. There too the cowherds came to chase him away. Finally he escaped into a forest and started practicing his song very hard. So what did he do is, when Kanu Gyne was very disturbed and he was very disappointed by his son's behavior, what did he do? He abandoned him. He chased him out of his house and asked him to leave the house. So when he left the house, what happened is he went to the fields. But over there the cowherds also did not allow him to stay over there. So he then again went to the forest. In the forest he sang and sang, and he sang his song very hard over there. In another village, now this was the story about Goopy Gyne. Now we are going to study about another boy. So in another village close by, there lived a man called Panchu Byne. So he was a man named Panchu Byne, and Panchu's son was playing the drum. So what did Panchu's son play? He played the drum. While playing his drum, he would shake his head and tap his feet, glare at everyone, gnash his teeth and frown fiercely. So this means that he used to play the drum very fiercely. This means that he was very engrossed while playing the drum. He used to play it so fiercely that he would shake his head, tap his feet, glare at everyone. Glare means stare at everyone. So he would used to make people feel scared of him. Okay, so people in his village would gape at him and marvel, oh. This means that people at that place, in that village, would used to gape at him, means gaze at him, stare at him. They would look at him with astonishment. Sometimes in his excitement, he would get carried away and let out a roar just like a tiger. So he used to roar like a tiger also. When he did that, his audience would run away in fear and stumble and fall. So what happened when he used to roar? People over there, his audience, the people who were listening to his drum beats, used to get feared. They used to get afraid, and they used to run away from that place. That is why he was known as Bagha, Byne. So he was known as Bagha, Byne. Why? Which means tiger like drummer. So he was named Bagha Byne because that means tiger like drummer, because he used to play the drum also and he used to roar like a tiger also. So everyone forgot what his actual name was. So his actual name is not mentioned in the story. His only name, the name which was given to him by the villagers, that is Bagha Byne, is mentioned over here. That means tiger like drummer. Bagha would start playing his drum while gusto every morning, and so great was the force of his playing that he would break the drum by the end of each day. His father would have to buy him a new one the following morning. So what he used to do is, the gusto, the zeal with which, the enthusiasm with which he used to play the drum, he used to beat it so hard that it would break at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, when his drum was broken into pieces, the father had to get him a new drum for the next morning, because it was his regular practice to do it every day. In the end, Panchu Pine could not afford to buy Bagha any more drums, but how could Bagha give up drumming? So this was very difficult for his father. This became difficult for his father. Why? Because it was not affordable to buy a drum each day for his son. So he was not able to give up drumming also. So see what solution did the people of the village found out for him. People in his village said, "We will all collect money to supply Bagha with drums. It is our good fortune to have such an accomplished drummer in our village." This was once when the people were not disturbed of his drumming. So what did the people do? The villagers said that they were very fortunate, they were very lucky to have an accomplished drummer in their village. So accomplished drummer over here is very good at particular thing. Someone who is very good at something is called accomplished, and the people over there were saying that they were very happy that they had such an accomplished drummer in their village. So they did not want him to lose, and so they decided that they will be collecting money for his drum and getting him a new drum. So he shouldn't stop playing. After much discussion, they decided that they would buy him a drum that was so strong and sturdy that even Bagha would find it difficult to break. So he told that they will be buying him such a nice drum, such a strong drum, that even while he plays it very hard, it won't be breaking. "So I'll play it standing up," he said. So for the day, Bagha played his drum standing up. The drum had fine sound. It was marvelously loud. It was very loud. And now see what will happen. The villagers will now get disturbed by his drumming. It was amazingly strong and remained undamaged even after Bagha played it a day and night for 1.5 months. So even after playing for 1.5 months, the drum did not break. Next, what did he do is, but his parents' heads started throbbing. Throbbing over here means paining with sharp repeating bursts. If someone keeps on bursting his drum in front of your ears, what is going to happen? You will be getting disturbed out of it, and the sound will make your ears go mad, and you will start getting a headache also. So it will be very piercing for you. For all the other people in the village also started feeling dizzy in their head. Dizzy in their head means they started feeling a painful, they were having pain in their head. It was very painful to hear the drums sound. No one could say that what could have happened if this went on much longer. If this kept on to go on for a longer period of time, what would have happened? One day all the villagers came armed with big sticks and told Bagha, "Dear brother, we will give you 10 pots of sweets. Please go somewhere else. If you stay here, we'll all go mad." So they are saying that we will give you 10 pots of sweets, but please go somewhere else and play your drum. Do not play it over here. We are getting dizzier day by day. We are getting disturbed because of you. Poor Bagha, what could he do? He had to take his drum and go to another village. They heard him play and greeted him enthusiastically. So what happened? He went to another village, and the villagers over there, they greeted him, and they were very happy that someone who was playing a drum had come to their village, and they were very happy, and they greeted him enthusiastically, means they welcomed him very nicely. But within 2 days, the people of that village also threw him out. After that, wherever he went, he was driven out in no time. So what happened is, the people in that village also after 2 days got disturbed, and they were getting disturbed. Why? Because of the Bagha Byne's drumming. So they used to throw him out in no time, means in not even a single or 2 days, he would used to be thrown out of the village where he stepped in. Bagha started roaming in the fields. Whenever he felt hungry, he would go back to his village and start drumming. The villagers would quickly bring him food and heave a sigh of relief when he left. But soon they stopped bringing him food. What happened is, whenever he felt hungry, what did he do? He went to his own village. so that the people over there getting disturbed of his drumming would come and provide him with some food. So that also did not go on for a long period of time, because they brought sticks instead to chase with him. Enough is enough, thought poor Bagha. It's better to go and live in the forest than to suffer fools. So he said that it is better to go and live alone in the forest than to live around people who are not liking him, or they were showing disgusting feelings because he was drumming. Okay, what can happen? I may get eaten by a tiger, but at least I'll be able to play my drum. So he says that nothing much will happen. I will anything bad that can happen is a tiger would come in a forest and then he would be eating me up. But over there I can play my drum nicely and without anyone's torture or something. So he went to the forest with his drum. Bagha lived quite happily there for some time. He could play his drum without people chasing him with sticks. But after a while his peace was disturbed. What happened after a while? His peace was disturbed means he was not able to live peacefully over there also, because he started hearing something. Now let us see what did he start to hear. The forest had no tigers, but it seemed to have one terrible beast. So there was a terrible beast means someone who was of unusual nature. Okay, Bagha hadn't seen it, but he had heard it roar in the distance. Its bellow would make him tremble all over, and the creature will probably eat me up and my drum too if he sees me. So we are going to see whose voice was this in the next part. So Bagha thought and decided he should find another forest to live in. So he was thinking that he should now find out another forest, because there was a terrible beast in this forest and he should leave the forest early. The terrible beast was none other than Goopy Gyne. What Bagha thought was beast's roar was Goopy practicing his song in another part of the forest. So this was the Goopy Gyne, the first person in the story which we had read about who liked to sing. So he was singing, he was practicing his song over there. And what did Bagha Gyne so think? That Bagha Byne, he thought that some terrible beast was roaring over there. Goopy could also hear Bagha playing the drum, and he was also terrified by its loud roar. Finally, one day he decided to run away from the forest. So both are deciding to run away to another forest now. Finally, one day he decided to run away from the forest. He could not live in fear of the beast. So he was not ready to live in the fear of beast, like he was not ready to be afraid because of the beast. Okay. As he was making his way out, he saw another man carrying an enormous drum on his head. Goopy was amazed to see him. "Who are you?" he asked. So when Goopy saw a man who was coming with a drum on his head, so he asked that, "Who are you?" So he said, "I am Bagha Byne." "Who are you?" said Bagha. "I am Goopy Gyne." "Where are you going?" said Bagha. Asked Goopy, sorry. "I'll go wherever I find a place to stay," Bagha replied. "All the people in my village are simple folks. They can't appreciate good music. That is why I came here to stay in the forest." So what did Bagha say? That the people in his village were very mean, and they did not like to, or they did not appreciate good songs, or they did not appreciate good nature of a person. So he was abandoned from the village and he has now come to the forest to live in. But there is a terrible beast over here. So he says that there is a terrible beast over here. If I stay here, the creature will surely eat me and my drum too. That is why I am going away. "You are right," said Goopy. "I was also running away from this beast. Tell me where did you hear it roar?" So he is asking that where did you hear the roar of the beast from? "So you are right," said Goopy. "From the east," said Bagha, "from the bamboo thicket." So Bagha is saying he heard the roar from the bamboo thicket. "Why, that was me," said Goopy. "You heard my song?" So now Goopy is saying that behind the bamboo thicket, that was me who was singing the song. "You heard my song? That wasn't the beast. The beast rose on the western side of the forest by the big banyan tree." So now Goopy is saying that the beast is not me, but the beast is on the western side, that is behind the banyan tree. Now see what is Bagha going to say. "That was the sound of my drum," said Bagha. "I was playing it under the banyan tree." As they realized that they had got scared listening to each other's music, they burst out laughing. So the story about Goopy Gyne and Bagha Byne is very interesting because they were both abandoned from their villages just because they were disturbing other villagers, and the people over there were now disturbed because of them, and so they allowed him, or they let him out of the forest. These people came to the forest and started living over there, and once when they came to know that it was their opposite people's music that was disturbing each one of them or terrifying each one of them, then they started laughing out and they bursted out laughing. So this is translated from Bengali by Swagata Dev. So the author of the story is Upendra Kishore Roy Chaudhary. In this chapter, I hope the chapter is clear about the two young villagers who were abandoned by their parents, and the people of the villages for continuously disturbing with them with their voices and the drumming. So after this, what you have to do in your notebook is you will be writing 25 difficult words as we always do. Then you will be writing the meanings from 1 to 20. There are 20 meanings given in your book, that is on the page 56, 57, 58 and 59. Next we will be doing complete the sentences. Complete the sentences will be given by the teacher to you. Reference to context, the answers to the reference to context will also be given. There are two reference to context on page number 60 and 61 each. Then I will be giving you some answer the following questions and around 5 words for frame sentences with which you will be framing the sentences in your own words. This will be the work of the chapter Goopy, Gyne and Bagha, Byne. I hope you all have understood it, and if you haven't understood, pause the video, rewatch the video and then try to understand the chapter. Try to read the chapter 2 to 3 times in your own so that you can understand it well. And this is it with this chapter. I hope you have understood it, and we will be meeting in the next class with a new chapter in English literature. Thank you so much, students.